Welcome dear children to standard 6 class. Today we are going to study English subject lesson number 2.5, The Silver House. It is a beautiful poem. Dear children, before I start this poem, I would like to give you a short introduction related to this poem. This poem is written by John Lind. The poem Silver House is describing the praises of moon. In this poem, the poet describes a silver house which is round as a silver coin or crown. It takes 2 weeks to build it up and 2 weeks to pull it down. So, in this poem, the poet is doing imagination in such a beautiful way. Dear student, before I start to explain this poem, I will recite this poem. Please pay attention. Here we start. 2.5, The Silver House. That's a silver house in the lovely sky, as round as a silver crown. It takes 2 weeks to build it up and two to pull it down. There's a man who lives in the silver house in a lonely sort of way. But what his name is no one knows or no one likes to say. Yet when you go to bed tonight, just draw the window blind and peep out at the silver moon, this lonely man to find. But if his house is taken down and all the sky is bare, then go to bed because, of course, the poor man won't be there. John Lee. So, dear student, I have recited this poem for you all. Hope you all understood. Now, one by one, I will read the stanza for you all and explain you. Now, you tell me, all of you have saw the moon at night. It looks so beautiful and it shows shine as a silver. So, here, same way, the poet is describing the moon and compare the moon as silver coin or silver crown. So the poet says that the moon look like a silver coin or silver crown. So it takes 2 weeks. Now what is 2 weeks? 2 weeks means 15 days to change the shape. It takes 15 days to become new moon to full moon and 15 days to become full moon to new moon day. So here the poet has given the example. So it takes 2 weeks to build it up and to pull it down. So in this stanza, the poet has described the silver house in an imagination way. He says that the silver house, which is round as the silver crown, and it looks very beautiful in the sky, and in the moon, the poet explained that the house, which actually is the moon, it takes 2 weeks to build up the moon and 2 weeks to pull it down, which is the time the moon takes to change from a new moon phase to full moon phase. Hope you all understood this first stanza, dear student. Let's move to the second stanza, what the poet is trying to tell us now. Here I start. There's a man who lives in the silver house in a lonely sort of way, but what his name is no one knows or no one likes to say. So here the poet is saying that somebody is living that silver house lonely or way, and he says that what his name I don't know or no one likes to say. So here in the second stanza, the poet talks about a man that lives in that silver house and how no one knows to talks about that man. So his imagination, he's doing that there is a man who lives in that silver house and he looks lonely and no one know his names or no one like to say what it is. So here the poet is saying that somebody is there in that silver house who is alone, and what his name no one knows or no one like to tell his name to me. Let's move to the third stanza, dear student. Now what the poet is trying to tell us. Yet when you go to bed tonight, just draw the window blind. Now, what is meant by window blind, dear student? Window blind means protective covering for a window or a window shade. So, and peep out and the silver moon this lonely man to find. Now in this third stanza the poet asks us just to open the window shade when you go to bed at night. Look at the silver moon and search for this lonely man hide. So he's saying just hide near the window and look that man to find. So here the poet advise us, giving advice that to draw the window blindly and night before it a day in order to see that lonely man, whether we can see in that moon or not. Let's move to the last substanza, dear student, what the poet is trying to tell us now. But if his house is taken down and all the sky is bare, now what is mean by taken down, dear student? Taken down means pull down. When the moon pull down, so it changes its shape and it started to decreasing, and after few days we are not able to see the moon in the sky, and all the sky is bare, then go to bed because of course the poor man won't be there. Now in the last stanza, however, the poet says if his house has been taken down and the sky is bare, that is if it is a moonless night, then the poet tells you to go to sleep, for then of course the poor man won't be there. So here the poet describe the poet ending by saying that the silver house will of course not be there due to the moon being in the new moon place. So dear children, this poet is described very beautiful way by the John Lynn. He has given different example and imagination he has done through this beautiful poem, The Silver House. Hope you all understood this poem. Thank you.